If you haven't done it already, please like, subscribe. Go ahead and, if you haven't already as well, go ahead and check out the wide receiver ranking video that dropped earlier today. But for right now, this is the quarterback rankings video. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Number 1, we got Josh Allen versus the Jaguars. Josh Allen has just been on another level right now for quarterback play in fantasy and against the Jaguars, who are in the bottom half of the league when it comes to pass defense. That's going to be a good matchup for Josh Allen. Number 2, we got Patrick Mahomes at the Vikings. Vikings are one of the worst pass defenses as well. Patrick Mahomes did struggle a little bit against the Jets. However, against the Vikings, I expect to bounce back, and that's why he's number 2. Number 3 is going to be Tua versus the Giants. This is a good matchup for him, especially at home against the Giants. They have been clicking on all cylinders. A little bit of a rough game for him against the Bills in Week 4, but that was also in Buffalo. Now they're home against the Giants. Good matchup for Tua. Number 4 is going to be Lamar Jackson at the Steelers. That defense is going to be a little bit weary and a little bit tired now that Kenny Pickett's gone. Mitch Trubisky will be the starting quarterback, and more than likely, that's going to wear out the defense because that offense is going to get off the field pretty quickly. Number 5 is going to be Jalen Hurts at the Rams. Good matchup for him. Rams defense has not been playing the best, but they're also not the worst against the pass. So that's why Jalen Hurts is number 5 for me. Number 6 is going to be Anthony Richardson versus the Titans. After coming back from the concussion protocol that he was in Week 3, he definitely came back on all cylinders. Threw it about 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, and then he also ran for a touchdown or 2. So definitely somebody I like against the Titans here. Number 7, we got Jared Goff versus the Panthers. Panthers defense is pretty good against the pass. However, this is something where Jared Goff and the Lions just seem like they're clicking on all cylinders, and I'm not too worried about them overall. Number 8 is going to be Trevor Lawrence at the Bills. I know it says at the Bills. However, this is the London game. There's no advantage for the Bills here in being in Bill Mafia. It's just going to be a little bit easier for Trevor Lawrence, even though that defense is a little bit better. Number 9, we have Matthew Stafford versus the Eagles. Good matchup for him. Now, he is questionable in this game. Coming up or leading into this game, he did leave with an injury against the Colts, but I still like him if he plays in this matchup. Number 10 is going to be C.J. Stroud. The rookie's just killing it against the Falcons. This is going to be a good matchup for him. Falcons are a little bit better than most people think on the passing side of the ball on defense, but C.J. Stroud, I mean, he's averaging over 300 yards a game, and he's throwing almost, I think, 1.5 touchdowns per game he's averaging right now, which is absolutely absurd for a rookie. Number 11, Kirk Cousins versus the Chiefs. Yes, he struggled in Week 4. However, the Chiefs just gave up a decent amount of points to Zach Wilson, and Kirk Cousins is going to have that upside, especially because they throw 30-plus times usually a game. Number 12 is going to be Jordan Love at the Raiders. Good matchup for him. He did struggle in the first half against the Lions. However, came back in the second half, looked pretty good, and then threw an interception at the end of the game. But it was one of those things where the Lions are just clicking. The Raiders have had their ups and downs. I'm not too worried about it. So Jordan Love, number 12. 13 is going to be Russell Wilson versus the Jets. Russell Wilson did really, really well against the Bears in the second half. Struggled a little bit in the first half. I mean, the dude's averaging almost 20 points a game for fantasy football. And now he gets the Jets, who did kind of hold Patrick Mahomes. But other than that, they've been struggling for the most part. Number 14 is going to be Sam Howell versus the Bears. Good matchup for him here, especially because he has not done very well so far this year. But against the Bears, I like the matchup 14 for Sam Howell. 15 is going to be this opponent, Justin Fields, at the Commanders. Fields came back and looked like the starting quarterback that everyone wanted him to be in fantasy football this year. Now he gets it against another matchup against the Commanders. They got a little bit of a better pass rush than the Broncos. However, that secondary is still a little iffy, just like the Broncos. Actually, the Broncos have a better secondary than the Commanders. It's just weird overall to see that the Commanders have a better pass defense than the Broncos there. 16 is going to be Daniel Jones at the Dolphins. Yes, I know Daniel Jones at 16 might be a little high. However, the Dolphins are like 26 in the pass. Not too worried about that. Daniel Jones is eventually going to figure it out. This is recorded on Monday, so we'll see. They have yet to play the Seattle Seahawks and Daniel Jones, but we'll come to that when the time comes with the start-sit videos. We'll come around back to that. Number 17 is going to be Brock Purdy versus the Cowboys. Brock Purdy's doing pretty well as well on his part as a fantasy starting quarterback. If you have him as a fantasy starting quarterback, Cowboys did have a little bit of a better defense. Now Micah Parsons is a little banged up. You also lost Diggs in Week 3. This is going to be an issue here going from Week 3 and 4 into Week 5 here for the Cowboys defense. So Brock Purdy's going to be 17. 18 is going to be his opponent, Dak Prescott, at the 49ers. Dak has not been playing the best. However, he does not stay down for long. Eventually, he's going to bounce back and have a really good game. But as of right now, he's number 18. Number 19 is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo versus the Packers. He was out in week 4 with a concussion. However, coming back into week 5, I think he'll come out of that concussion protocol, and he should be playing pretty decently against the Packers, especially at home against the Packers. 20 is going to be Josh Dobbs. Yes, he is up there. Dobbs has been playing unbelievably well so far. Nobody really expected this when Kyler Murray was going to be sitting out for a while. They kind of were like, oh, God, what are we going to do? Josh Dobbs has been that guy to look towards. He's been playing phenomenal. And now he gets the Bengals, who have been struggling on overall all sides of the ball. But in the defensive side against quarterbacks, he has not done well at all. They have not done well at all. Josh Dobbs, number 20 for me. 21 is going to be Derek Carr at the Patriots. Good matchup for him to hopefully bounce back here. Patriots just got demolished by the Cowboys, and Derek Carr isn't due for a bounce-back game. Now, he did have that shoulder injury, so maybe he didn't see his full potential, kind of easing him back into it in week 4. If that was the case, I would have rather seen Jameis Winston in that game. But Derek Carr is going to have hopefully another week to rest up a little bit. You take it easy in practice and be ready to go against the Patriots in Gillette Stadium. Then we got number 22, Zach Wilson at the Broncos. Again, Broncos are at the bottom of the defense when it comes to the passing defense. Zach Wilson did pretty well against the Chiefs there. And the Chiefs are kind of middle of the pack, if not a little bit up higher. This is a good matchup. This will tell you a lot about Zach Wilson here. If Zach Wilson struggles against the Broncos, there's not much more we can say other than he needs to go to the CFL or the XFL. Like there's no reason he should be on an NFL team if he can't do to the Broncos what Justin Fields basically just did to the Broncos. Even though the Bears lost that game, you still got to put up these fantasy points. Number 23 is going to be Mac Jones versus the Saints. Saints have a pretty good defense on the pass. I'm not going to lie to you there. Mac Jones has just been struggling all out ever since week 2. I don't know what's going on with him. He was looking really good, finally bouncing back, and then he got benched for Zappy. Now, however, that being said, Bill Belichick did come out and say they're still moving forward with Mac Jones. I think they're only going to give him a couple more weeks before they finally move on with Bailey Zappi, but we'll see what happens there. But as of right now, Belichick did say Mac Jones is their quarterback moving forward into week 5. Now, number 24 is going to be a little controversial, but he has not done anything for me to put him any higher. Joe Burrow at the Cardinals. I mean, the dude has put up 8 and 4 points. So far this year, he has put up 3 points, 15 points, 8 and 4. That is not Joe Burr. That is not Joe Shiesty. That is not Joey Ice. It's not the guy that we originally wanted in fantasy quarterback this year if you drafted him. But against the Cardinals, their defense has actually been playing pretty decently. Now, they did get completely destroyed by the 49ers, but they did well against the Cowboys. And they did well up until whatever happened with the Giants game. We'll see if this is a turnaround game for Joe Burrow, but as of right now, he's sitting at number 24. Number 25 to finish out the list is going to be Ryan Tannehill at the Colts. He did pretty decent against the Bengals, and now you go up against the Colts. I expect this to hopefully be a good game for Ryan Tannehill. I don't put too much on it, but we'll see when it comes to start sits, if I start him, sit him, or even put him as a cautious start. But other than that, like I said, if you haven't done already, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you have any list of your own, go ahead and drop it in the comments. We want to see it. Give me a reason on why you don't like the list or whatever. If you do, go ahead and like it. Appreciate it. If not, just go ahead and drop a comment on who you would switch where or how you feel about the list. But other than that, if you as well, go watch the wide receiver one if you haven't done that, and then look out for the running back and tight ends tomorrow. Other than that, look out for the start sits, and we'll see you later.